Okay, now we are here with NC, one of the pioneer practitioners of parkour in Singapore. And for myself, I'm also a parkour practitioner. I started since 2005. So we were thinking that the goal of tonight's chat is to talk about what has happened in Parkour Singapore, the community in Parkour Singapore since 2001. So we are just going to share our thoughts on the subject. Yeah, so whatever we are going to share is just our opinions and yeah, it's just our viewpoints. So of course there may be other practitioners out there who have their own viewpoints, but for us we are just sharing what we know through our own experiences. Yeah. So okay. So NC, would you like to introduce yourself? Mm,
Hello, everyone. My name
mm,
is, Glen knows Miss NC. Back then, we all had aliases, NC, Fitness.
yeah.
My name is Ed, and I've been a parkour practitioner, one of the first few ones in Singapore. There were only
Mm,
like 10 of us. And
mm,
all the way down to 15 years later, today, I now own my own company to spread more than just parkour, to spread healthy communications and
mm,
healthy lifestyle, and parkour is one of the mediums.
mm.
Um, using.
I see. Okay. So yeah, so and your company is called Empower Childhood, right? It's to
Yeah,
like it's mainly to coach kids and to empower them with the uh
yeah.
so I guess it's better if you can like share because I myself I've only heard like some of the stuff
Oh,
for me.
yeah, I haven't spoken to you in so many years, right? Since the first collaboration we had,
Yeah.
I think it was 3 years ago. Yeah, ever since I've been teaching parkour as a vendor in
Mm,
schools, national schools, and then we do consultancy for like PE program as well.
mhm,
And then presently, we want to spread a message on healthy childhood and
mm,
help make childhood a much more healthier place. And I
mm,
really believe, I mean, seeing all of us growing up since 14 years old, 15 years old, parkour is one of the most powerful mediums
mm,
that children can grow up with. And that's
mm,
why I'm still parkour
mm.
with all of you guys.
Okay, yeah. So if the viewers they would like to check out more about what you do, right? So is that like a website address that you can probably say out in this video if you don't mind sharing? Mm,
Good timing. I just built the website. It's called empowerchildhood.com. So empowerchildhood.com. Um, you'll see more updates coming up. But basically, we're doing like training for coaches,
mhm.
kids program, all this awesome stuff.
I see. Okay. So yeah, and NC does coach parkour. He's one of the pioneers in Parkour Singapore. So for myself, I am started parkour in 2005. So for what most people regard, right, is that during NC's time, because the parkour community was, if I'm not wrong, is this is just my own personal viewpoint. It started in 2001. Yeah, so during that time, 2001 to 2004 period was when pioneers like Ashton, NC, Fagan, and Pops, yeah, that's when they first started parkour. Then immediately after that was during my time, which is 2005 onwards. That's where I started parkour. Yeah, so I for myself, I also coach parkour. So if you guys interested to check out, for me is www.trainerbyglen.com. Yeah, but of course, on my side, I'll just there'll be a link somewhere so you can just check out. Right. So yeah, so I guess we can talk about the like more about the history through our own eyes. Yeah, our own personal opinions on what has happened for in Parkour Singapore throughout the time since 2001. Yeah, so okay, so basically from what I know, like previously what I mentioned, like from the way I see it, right, is that it started out in 2001. Yeah, because when I first knew about Parkour Singapore was through a forum I found online. So I knew Parkour in 2005, somewhere in the beginning around there. It was through some videos then I became interested in it. So I researched more on parkour in Singapore. So I came to know about there's this Singapore forum for parkour, and it's called the Parkour. I think it's LE hyphen parkour .sg. And if I remember correctly, right, it's just a forum. Yeah. So then that's where like-minded people can connect in a forum and meet up to have training sessions together. Yeah. So that was I found out the forum in 2005, and I'm pretty sure that way before that, right, the forum was already established way before that. And there was a logo back then also. The website, it says since 2001. So yeah, so I think someone must have created that logo. So yeah. So NC, would you like to share more about what are your thoughts on this the stuff that we mentioned just now?
Oh, the history. For
Ah,
me, personal history of how it happened. It was on a Wednesday night, and on
mm,
the television we have filmats. So every end of the show, they had like a teaser of what's following the following week, what's showing the following week, and it was Yamakasi. I mean, by now everyone should know who the Yamakasis are. At that point of time, I was like, what? So I waited for 7 whole days every single day and saw the video. Back then, the internet was 56K, the modem, the really slow kind of modem.
oh yeah, during our time, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
watched the show. I was 14 years old back then. I watched the show, and
Mm,
then just could not. That was the first time where I just ran out of the house and I started
mm,
exploring in Sengkang area. I've
mm.
never. And then the thought just came like those guys weren't using ropes or mats. I mean, there's some mats there,
Yeah.
but everything is real. So I went to on the internet
Mm.
and found leparkour.com. It was David Bell's, no, leparkour.net. It was David Bell's original website.
Ah,
It's
okay.
the one, and there were
Mm.
only 3 videos of him. The
Okay,
really,
okay.
yeah, and that 3 videos,
Mm.
watch it over and over and over again for months. And then
Okay.
like Yamakasi stuntman and blah blah blah. Then I found the forum. But the forum that I found was on urbanfreeflow.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, heard of the
Uh,
website.
so that's when I created a program. Sorry, I created my profile, and it was
Mm.
Night Creeper for obvious reasons.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
and
okay. Sorry. Yeah.
sorry,
Please go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about it.
that's the
Mm.
exciting part. I never
Mm.
talk about this for a long time. That's why I
Mm.
met people like Ashton and all the really first few people. There were, you know, in our first meetup, there were only like 5, 6 of us in our first ever gathering.
Mm.
Back
Uh,
then.
yeah. So there was like Ashton. How about Fagan? Was he also inside
I
during?
met, yes, legendary Fagan. I wrote an article about him. His coaching approach is amazing. We met Fagan at one of the bigger jams. This was about a year later, a year and a half later. So it was Singapore Polytechnic, I think. And we have a massive jam. That's when I first met Fagan. And we were doing like dash together and figuring stuff out together.
See.
Hello,
Mm.
Fagan. Kudos. Memories.
Mm. Oh,
To watch.
yeah, very nice. Yeah. So and that was when you were 14. So we are both the same age, born in 1989. So when you started in 14, that means I started in 16. So that means you're 2 years my senior in terms of parkour, basically. So yeah. Then for Ashton, yeah, when you first met Ashton and Fager, right? In your own viewpoint, were they already do do you think that they have started at the same time as you, or do you think they seem like they have practiced for quite a while when you first
So,
met them? Mm,
yeah. So Ashton's story was that he started a long time, I think, before us,
mm,
but only met later on. And then I think we met through the forums. I forgot where we met, and then we decided to uh, come together in Sengkang. And we found out both of us live in Sengkang back then.
I see.
So I
Mm,
started a bit earlier on, and Fagan started slightly later, but not too far away, just like within
mm,
a year.
I see. Yeah, because I saw one of the recent videos that one of the recent TV feature on him. He if I remember correctly, he mentioned starting in 2001. So, but do you know? Do you personally have you met the administrator of PKSG last time? I think his name is Rudin. No, Nomad. Go by his nickname Nomad. Yeah.
Course. Okay, the first moderator was Madden. He's no longer with us. I
Oh, okay.
the Yes. Oh my goodness, I forgot what was his nick. Yeah, but I've met him. I've met him. He's a guy with a cap. Met him a
Mm,
couple of times. He was actually he turned up in our Lion City gathering
mm,
about 2 years ago.
I
So he
see.
was shadows.
During the jam itself. Yeah. So during that time, okay, sorry. Okay. Yeah, during that time, so they are the two first moderators. And can I say that they are the ones who set up the forum or something like that back in 2000?
I think yes, they are the ones who.
Probably, right?
I'm not wrong. I'm not very clear on that
Mm.
because I was just focusing on training. I'm just super excited that we're all here.
Uh,
And
yeah.
moderators.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I can also remember the last time I first started, I was also very excited about it. Yeah. So, and also back then, yeah. So basically back then, from 2001 onwards to 2005, right? So I think, like especially most of the newer people out there who first know about parkour, especially those who know it from 2012 onwards. So I guess presumably from CP's generation onwards, Ko Ping, CP,
Yeah.
he's one of the in my own personal opinion, he's one of the best parkour athlete in today's context right now. So that's just my own uh, opinion on it. So but not many people know about there are actually other practitioners who started way before that. Yeah. So um back in especially 2001 to 2005 period. So yeah, so I guess one of the reasons is that of this video is that we just wanted to share our opinions on like the people who started at different years throughout history lah. Yeah. So yeah. So and the people that we know, I guess we can give a quick shout out like Nazir Torch, uh
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Yeah. So I think because you're in that generation, so I guess you can
Yeah,
share.
I was hanging out with those group. I
Mm.
mean, like Nazi and Torch, and oh my goodness, my brain is not working. It's late in the
Ah,
day.
really?
Uh, but Torch, it's just a whole group. Sorry, guys, I forgot you.
Mm.
My your, your names are not appearing in my here right now. I'm sorry,
Okay,
but
no problem. Yeah.
really I found took me in, and it
Mm.
was a really bad part of my life back then.
Mm.
And the only escape I had was to go 7 o'clock, meet them in Tampines,
Mm-hmm.
and then just stay around Tampines until the last bus, 12 a.m., and go back home.
I
That
see.
was amazing. Outside of 7-Eleven by Tampines.
Oh, Japanese. Yeah, I used to saw that there's a lot of like jam sessions, training session going on around Japanese area. Then the famous like Shino's Ram or something like that they used to call it.
Do you remember the name? So we have Torch, the Torch.
Mm.
Shino is one of them. Azar.
So,
Uh,
okay. Mm.
who's that? Never mind.
Mm.
Sorry,
Okay,
but
no worries.
they know who they are.
Oh,
But we
Dino.
were doing like performance. I think thanks to Torch as well. We were doing like performance for Peugeot,
Mm.
for MP back then,
Mm.
and it was one of the first groups in Singapore that I feel
Mm.
got media attention. The
I
initial
see.
part. Yeah.
Mm. I see. Yeah, sounds very interesting because yeah, so like a lot of the newer guys, so I guess they don't know 99% of this stuff that we're sharing right now. So yeah, so everything that has like you have shared so far is very interesting. Like even some of the stuff that you share yeah, it's a little bit new to me as well. So yeah, okay, so then after from what we know after 2000 and uh after my time, 2007 onwards, I guess, 2008, 2010, especially from 2010 onwards, that's where
Yeah.
everything become more formalized, right? Like so-called formalized and more I'm not sure whether it's the right word to use, but mainstream, I guess, that become more out there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then then come the Facebook group, then comes the official PKSG website. Then, as some of you know, in present times, uh, now the main admins are CP and uh, Nachos.
Nacho.
Yeah, so I think it's
Yeah.
these two guys. So yeah. Okay. Sorry. And see, would you like to share anything on the like regarding like what has happened from 2007 to 2010 onwards, especially from 2010? Mm.
I think that for my personal history, I
Mm.
disappeared from the community, actually.
Oh,
I was going
okay.
well
Different.
because I
Mm.
was questioning. It's relevant to parkour too. Because I was
Okay.
questioning why am I doing parkour? What's in it? And I was questioning a lot of things about the community, the public view of parkour and movements. Because
Mm.
back then, the view wasn't as positive as now. It was less positive.
Mm.
Uh, and all of this kind of accumulated, and I had to go and hide in my hole and find like what's my place in this world. I know the community is gathering and coming together and growing the movement, but I had to run away and find like how can I contribute to this field
Mm.
properly and more significantly, and not just it's not just the movement styles and everything. It's more of the philosophy of parkour.
Mm.
Um, and I tapped into gymnastics coaching back then and grew.
Mm.
And only just 3 years ago that I decided to, okay, since there's demand in coaching right now,
Mm.
decided to share with the newer generation and less on the physical movement, but it's more on the philosophy of parkour. Like, why did the founders do parkour in the first place? Like, to be strong, to be useful, the Yamakasi values. And I feel I'm sorry, I'm just deviating, but I'm just going to stop here. I feel that this is the, if you see the progression, I felt that core reason was lost for a long time.
Mm.
Parkour became a subculture sport as
Mm.
opposed to, it grew into subculture sport from philosophy, like from training for mindset, for personal well-being and growth. It just grew into this, right? But
Mm.
now, especially with Nachos and CP, they're doing a lot of what's education, public education kind of videos. And you, if you attend their classes, I have attended. I've worked with Nachos and CP. You can
Mm.
see that they are trying to teach the message of the deep meaning of parkour, which I really appreciate a lot. So I
Mm.
stick close to them as much as I can.
Mm.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
guess
nice.
from 10 years to now, that's my personal experience.
Personal experience. Okay, very nice. Yeah, thanks for sharing all your experiences. So I guess we have actually run out of time this evening. So I guess yeah, that's all the main stuff that we would like to share for this evening. So I hope you the viewers that are watching this video. So I hope you guys like I guess have an interesting more interesting perspective of like the so-called history of Parkour Singapore since 2001 till now. Yeah. So yeah, and if you guys have any questions, just feel free to contact either of us. Yeah. So then we can just whatever questions that you have, we can answer them. Yeah. All right. So I guess thanks a lot. We are just gonna end this video here. Thanks for joining us. Right.
Thanks, man. See you guys soon.